next one is from Bryn P. She wants to know about how many art pieces do you think you made? I can't even begin to guess. If you count the ones that I do at school, like every day as demonstrations, and all the pieces I've done as an artist, gosh, there's got to be thousands of pieces that I've done as a student when I was back in school, and now as a teacher, because you know, art teachers are artists. There's got to be thousands. I have no idea. A lot. The next question comes from Elodie A. And she wants to know, could you show how to draw an alicorn? So an alicorn, I had to check in on this. I found a picture. So apparently alicorns are unicorns with wings, something like this. What I would do to draw an alicorn is I would start kind of with the horse sort of shape and think about kind of breaking it down into shapes. As I look at the alicorn here, I see the head. So I probably would start out with a circle for the head. And then it has that horse-like snout that comes down. And then the jawline of the horse. Horses have kind of triangular ears. So I would draw that. And then that mane, that flowing mane. See, if I was doing this in pencil, I would erase those extra lines there. And then I have the body. Again, I would draw circle shapes to show where the legs would go. And oftentimes the middle of the legs, and I would draw how legs bend with kind of stick figure legs to start. And then I'd give them some meat. Sorry, Polly, I'm drawing right over you. Some meat on the bones like that. And hooves, tail. And since this is an alicorn, that leg looks a little goofy, but we definitely need that horn, right? To give them that unicorn look. And then we have wings. So I want to make the wings kind of fly up. Those Pegasus sort of wings coming down for the body like that. And again, I would erase, if I was doing this in pencil, I would erase all of those extra guidelines and helper lines that I drew to get the legs and everything in place. So that is my very first alicorn. So I hope that helps you, Elodie. And again, practice. Try it. Break things down into shapes, and it makes it much, much easier to draw. So thank you for that question. The next question was given to me from Caden F. Caden F wants to know, do you like spaghetti? I love this question. Caden, I love it. Yes, I love spaghetti. Is there somebody that doesn't? I do. I love spaghetti. And let me tell you, my favorite spaghetti is spaghetti with tomato sauce that my sister-in-law makes. Sheila, my jar is empty. Hint, hint. So, yes, I do like spaghetti. Of course. Yummy. Next question comes from Lily and Miles E. And they want to know, how many art pieces do you have in your house? It looks like a lot. We love your animal art. Well, thank you. Thank you. Here are a couple of prints that I think you might like. by an artist named Stephen Hunick. He would make dog prints. Those are a couple there. Let's look at a few more. Here's another Vermont artist, and his name is Woody Jackson. Now, not only do I like dogs, but I like cows. I've collected cows for a long time, and this is a watercolor painting by Woody Jackson. I like things that just make me happy, like those plates and that monkey bowl. They just make me happy, and they remind me of the way Pablo Picasso would paint. At least those plates do, the plate and the mug. Now this is a replica of a Vincent van Gogh painting that I have. So it's a poster. So not all art is original. Sometimes they are reproductions. Here is another Woody Jackson print this time. This one is not the original painting, but it's a print. It's called a limited edition. And there's a number at the bottom here where he writes how many of these prints were made and which number of the print that this one happens to be. So I might have mentioned that I like silly art or whimsical art. This is one of the pieces that I print that is kind of silly, and it's entitled Things That You Probably Shouldn't Do in Church. So there's a whole variety of things there that are kind of silly in that print. My next question comes from Colden E. Colden wants to know, what would a Monet rainbow look like? I think if Claude Monet were to paint a rainbow, first of all, he would paint it outdoors. He would be outdoors in his garden, and he would be probably sitting next to one of his lily ponds. He would be painting the reflection of that rainbow in the water. So that's what I would imagine. So let me see. Let's see. I have some paints here. These are not oil paints. These are kind of a cross between acrylic paint and watercolor paint. So they definitely are the different kind of paint than what Claude Monet would be using. But what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of trying to splotch on some blue where the water might be. And that's what the way Claude Monet painted. He painted very splotchy. Splotchy, splotchy, splotchy. I put his paint colors down. So let's pretend that's my water, the pond. And then we know about the rainbow, right? So to remember the colors of the rainbow, we think about this name, Roy G. Biv. Helps us remember red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So once we know the order that the colors go in for a rainbow, then we can go ahead and paint them. So I have some red here and splotchy. That's the way I imagine Claude Monet would paint a rainbow. So I'm making little splotchy sort of brush marks. And I'm trying to make the reflection of the color in the water, because I think that's the way Monet would do it. So now I have my red. Next color is orange. I'm trying to mix up a little bit of orange here. I didn't have any orange paint, so I had to mix it. What two colors make orange? Red and yellow. So that's kind of a dark orange, but splotchy. That's the way I'm thinking Claude Monet would paint it. Splotchy. Splotchy. And then when something's on a reflection, it wouldn't be really straight. So next color is yellow. Take a little bit of yellow. And again, put that down on my water down here. There's my yellow. So next color, the G, stands for green. So I'm going to get a little bit of green on my brush. Green on the water. The B reminds us of the next color, and that's blue. It's hard to see because this is almost the same color as my water. The I is for indigo. Indigo is kind of a cross between blue and purple. And then finally, V for violet. Maybe that's the way Monet would make a rainbow. I hope that answers your question with that. Now there's a bonus question here from Colden's younger sister, from Bryn. Bryn wants to know, how would I make papillo out of dots? Again, I had to look it up. So, Pokemon, huh? Let me give this a try. I'm not sure. Out of dots? Okay, let's move Claude Monet's. This. So again, like lots of things, especially when you're drawing something for the first time, it's always a good idea to look at a picture. I have some good colors in here to be able to draw this guy out of dots. And again, I'm going to look at the shapes that make up its body. And I'm going to start, I would probably start with a pencil. And I would draw the shape of its head and its little fins. He looks a lot like a seal. I guess he's a sea lion sort of creature. But I would lightly, with a pencil, even if I was going to draw it with dots, I would break it down into shapes, and I would draw the shapes that I see. His fin here. And his nose, his head needs to be a little bigger, I think. His ear, snout. He has this kind of funky little mouth, and his eye. So I would sketch it out in pencil first before I was to do dots guy than I am. And then I would probably go in there and fill him with dots. When you use dots to create art, it's called pointillism. So the closer together you put your dots, the darker the color will look, the more intense it'll look. The farther apart you put your dots, the lighter the color is going to look. So that's kind of cool. Pointillism. Give that a try. I don't know about this guy, but that was my attempt.